Hey, good afternoon, neighbor. Good to see you. Happy Sunday. It's a cold one out there, as usual, and this time during the winter in South Dakota. Well, I'm glad you could at least stop by and say hi. We got a few things we want to talk about today. Thank you all to those who engaged on the Facebook post regarding the texts. I saw a lot of neat ideas and creative drawings and pictures, and even a few different songs. We could have sang some of those songs today, and I know you like a lot of them, but maybe next time. We'll see what happens next Sunday. But just in case you didn't get to read or hear, the gospel text for today is John 1, 43 through 51. And the text goes like this. The next day, Jesus decided to go to Galilee. He found Philip and said to him, "Follow me." Now Philip was from Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip found Nathanael and said to him, "We have found him about whom Moses in the law and also the prophets wrote, Jesus, son of Joseph from Nazareth." And Nathanael said to him, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" Philip said to him, "Come and see." When Jesus saw Nathanael coming toward him, he said, "Here is truly an Israelite in whom there is no deceit." Nathanael asked him, "Where did you get to know me?" Jesus answered, "I saw you under the fig tree before Philip called you." Nathanael replied, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel." Jesus answered, "Do you believe because I told you that I saw you under the fig tree? You will see greater things than these." And he said to him, "Very truly I tell you, you will see heaven opened, and the angel of God ascending and descending upon the Son of Man." That's the gospel for today. Now I know when you put that gospel reading with the other three readings we had today, which are found on the Facebook if you want to look at them, with Samuel and Eli, and then the psalm about how God knows us even before we were born, there's kind of this feeling that God is everywhere and all over the place and knows more about us than we know about ourselves, which I know can make us uneasy because it kind of feels weird to know that somebody's watching you all the time. Kind of like what we say about Santa Claus: sees you when you're sleeping, knows when you're awake, knows if you've been bad or good. And also the other stuff like the Big Brother, the FBI or the IRS or security cameras everywhere. It's just an eerie feeling. However, in the Bible stories today, we find it to be a little bit different. Like, God isn't just watching us, but knows what we're going through, knows what we're about, and deeply wants to be with us and witness reality as we see it. So, I know a few of you have made some cool art pieces, and I wanted to share a couple myself. So because nobody wrote any poems, I thought I'd give it a try, but I warn you beforehand, I'm not really a poet. But here's my best attempt at getting all the readings in together in one poem. And this is supposed to be from the perspective of Nathanael as he's sitting underneath the fig tree. He says, "I thought I was alone, in a midday slumber, listening to the breeze, watching the branches and swaying of leaves. It reminds me of Adam and Eve in their first clothes, naked and ashamed for reasons God only knows. Fig trees tell no lies, but they do cover us. As I sit by myself and think about thoughts, about all that I've found and all that I've lost, the missed opportunities and calls left ringing, mistakes I've made and baggage I'm bringing, I wonder the cost of it all. It should stay unsaid, asleep on parchment, snoozing between lines, like Samuel the boy who was not ready for signs. God knows everything, but can God understand that we cannot even begin to number the sand? Can anything good come from that? All things are lawful, but that doesn't mean all things are good or right, like living to eat, eating to live, or losing our sight. Some things just happen, like a cough or a sneeze, or having to worship at home because it's negative 20 degrees. You will see greater things. You have searched for them. Before I was born, you knit all my pieces together, secrets, problems, and maybe you could have done better. But instead of calling me out, you called me in. Come and see. I thought I was alone, but alone I was never, underneath this old fig tree. Take it or leave it. Anyways, there's one other thing I'd like to show you. This is a picture I took when I was in Cameroon. We were on a bus on a highway, and there's this big tree, and I don't know if you could see well here, but there's a chap sitting underneath here, and he's just working away. And as I was going through my pictures, I couldn't help but be reminded of Nathaniel. And you might also see he has a boy here with him sitting by the tree. And that reminds me of the story with Samuel when he was a child. Anyways, there's something about sitting under a tree or being a child and hearing God whisper for the first time. And I think this picture does a really good job at that. One thing I'd like to remind you is, at the end of every service, I always say, "Go in peace, for Christ is with you." And I want to let you know that I'm not just saying that. We really mean that. Whether you're just sitting by a tree on a summer's day or stuck inside on a cold winter's day, God is with you. Go in peace.